Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another vlog. This is going to be part two of the LA trip slideshow. There'll be a link to check out part one in the description. So, this was basically the photos I took on Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday on my most recent trip out there toward the end of March. So, I finally got all the pictures organized, and I'm just showing you a slideshow of where I was, what I did, and so on. So we're going to flip around and we're going to start the slideshow. I'm going to let you know about all the places I visited. We'll be right back with that. All right, and welcome back. This is the first thing I did Sunday morning. If you notice this building, this is the Fox Plaza, which was used as, at the very least, the exterior for the Nakatomi Plaza in the original Die Hard film. So took a bus down there, got some photos of it. So this is Fox Plaza, but better known probably as Nakatomi Plaza from the original Die Hard. There's that. There's another photo of the tower there. That's from just across the street. So Fox Plaza, and then just one more photo there. The next thing I did, I think this is when I went to Pasadena. Let me make sure. Yeah, so I took the bus to basically downtown LA, and then let me go back, went to, really wanted to go to Howlin' Ray's. So Howlin' Ray's is one of many hot chicken restaurants in the area, but it's probably the best one in LA. It's always showing up on the top of a lot of people's lists as like best restaurants in LA, at the very least best hot chicken restaurant in LA. And the only day I could go there was on Sunday because I was there Monday and Tuesday, but they weren't open on those days. So went there, very popular restaurant. I think I was in line for like an hour on a Sunday, and you can see the line kind of going out and around the building. I think they have a location in Chinatown, but this one is the actual one where you can actually eat in the restaurant. I think the other one's like pickup only, maybe. I'm not exactly sure about that now. But waited in line, got some really good hot chicken. Ended up eating outside just because the restaurant was super packed, even for like it was super packed, and it was like maybe like around like noon or so. So that's the exterior of it, and then you have some stuff inside the restaurant. Really good hot chicken. I walked up and they have samples of some of the like. I asked, like how hot is the extra hot? Because I think it goes hot, extra hot, and Howlin' Hot. And I've heard Howlin' Hot is insanely hot. So I'm like, okay, let me see how hot the extra hot is. The extra hot, I've probably have had hot chicken that's just as hot as that before. But I didn't like, and it was very good. I didn't want to risk it though, so I ended up going with just the hot and not the extra hot. If I go back again, I might do the extra hot. But there's just a bunch of cool like signs and stuff in there, and just it's a great restaurant. The staff was like super friendly. Was talking to one of the cooks there. He's the one that actually gave me the sample. But yeah, that's that. And here's my bag. So basically, got like a drink. What did I get? A drink, like fries, and the chicken sandwich. So that's just the regular hot. So I could probably handle the extra hot, but this is just one of the best hot chicken sandwiches. Probably the best hot chicken sandwich I've ever had. Definitely worth going up to Pasadena for that. And after going to Pasadena, I went back to downtown because I wanted to go to Elysian Park, which is a shooting location, or was a shooting location for a scene in Terminator 2, and it's where Sarah Connor has her like nightmare where like the city gets like nuked. So this was on the way up to Elysian Park. It was a pretty steep hike. I remember like walking up some somewhat treacherous trails to get there. And that's just a view of kind of like looking over again towards like the Burbank area. And then there you can see there is the downtown skyline in the distance there. Just some more. Well, this is at the top of one of the trails, so fairly high up. It's like not the elevation isn't terrible, but the hike up was kind of steep. So definitely make sure you have like good hiking shoes on, which I did, of course. Another shot of that. I don't know if I could have taken that road all the way up. I suppose I probably could have, but it would probably have taken a lot longer to do that. they were flying. Somebody was flying this like really cool looking like octopus kite thing up there. And just another view looking, I think looking north maybe from where I was. Yeah, because Burbank is north of Hollywood, so. And there is the LA skyline. You can see Dodger Stadium there in the kind of like closer to the foreground, but yeah, Dodger Stadium is right there as well. There's another shot of the stadium and the downtown skyline. And this is kind of closer to where the shot from Terminator 2 was filmed. Like in the film, there is a like a playground. That playground isn't there. I think they constructed that playground specifically for that movie. And there is a just a wider shot of the skyline from the Legion Park. We're going to again, since OBS doesn't like a certain number of images in there, we're going to be back in just a moment. We're going to load the other images in, and then we'll be right back with the rest of the slideshow. All right, so now we have the rest of these images loaded in. So this is just kind of at the entryway to Dodger Stadium. I wasn't going to a game, but they just let me. I was like, "Hey, I just want to get a photo of the stadium," and they let me down there, and I was able to grab a couple shots of it. So that is kind of like toward the parking lot of Dodger Stadium, and then just got a little bit closer with that one. I think next time I go there, if they are offering the stadium tours, I might do one of those. Definitely, it's like an iconic baseball stadium. I know also, I think on the far side of the stadium in the parking lot is where one of the scenes from Fast and Furious 7 was shot. Because I think it has the team standing at like a guardrail, and then in the background you can see the skyline there. So that would just be a cool shot to get. Because I think the first time I was in LA, a couple years ago, I ended up walking by where the exterior for Dom's house, as well as the Toretto Market from the first movie, where Paul Walker and Vin Diesel first meet up. So that's Dodger Stadium. That was basically the end of Sunday. So on Monday, I took a bus from basically Hollywood all the way to Santa Monica and went to the Santa Monica Pier. My friend and I were there last year before the Taylor Hawkins concert. We didn't get to do a whole lot there, but I ended up just walking around Santa Monica for a little bit. And then there was some, if you watched the Night at the Roxbury video, Santa Monica, the pier was used in a few of those scenes as well. So this is just Santa Monica here. More shots just looking down the kind of beach. This is like, again, where some of the Night of the Roxbury stuff was filmed. That building that's kind of to the far right edge. Chris Kattan is standing in front of that building on the beach. You can see it in the background in one of those scenes. Just another shot just looking down the beach there. Another shot looking back toward the pier. You have the Ferris wheel, and the roller coaster back there. Just another wider shot of the pier. And then even further back, just like walking away from the pier, that going, I think it's north, I think. Just back to that one location earlier, because I ended up shooting various shots at this location to kind of just match up the stuff from the Night at the Roxbury. Went to the arcade there. I only played one game. I only played the Star Wars pinball machine in the middle there. It had a free game on it, so I just played it. These arcades now like basically require you to like buy essentially like a credit card. They don't take like coins or tokens generally. Played. I think the last time I was there in September though, I played the Mandalorian pinball machine, and that one was pretty cool. Those are all. I think the Getaway is a Williams machine. Mandalorian, Star Wars, and I don't remember what the very last one is. I can't really tell. But the Mandalorian and the Star Wars ones are from Stern, and I think the Adams family is. I don't know if it was Bally or Williams. I think they were kind of essentially like almost like the same company, but they had played the Star Wars game, played a game of it, wasn't particularly impressed with it. It was also, I don't think, in the best condition. The ball speed was kind of slow, but they had this arcade on. This is on the Santa Monica Pier still. This arcade is there. This is on the other side of the pier looking north towards it, so this is basically like the opposite side of it. And then what was this? This is Monday. Yeah, I didn't do a whole lot the rest of that Monday. Basically, it was like mostly the stuff in Santa Monica, and then went back to Danny Trejo's again and got a larger version of their jalapeno margarita. This is the one with the tahini. This is probably my favorite margarita on their menu. That is the fried chicken bowl. So you got some fried chicken, some like vegetables, corn. That's a very good bowl there. And then this is the Record Parlors. This is really close to Danny Trejo's Mexican restaurant. And I've walked by it many, many times. And I think this trip, I didn't go into it on this night, but I think on Monday night or was it maybe Tuesday night, I went in there and actually bought something. But I've always walked by it, and I've always really wanted to go in. I don't know if I went in there. And this, let me check the next slide here. Yeah, so I did actually go in there and buy this album. So, the Olivia Newton-John album, and the reason I bought that album is I think Physical is just a really good album from her. But also Taylor Hawkins was a fan of Olivia Newton-John, so I felt it was kind of fitting to pick that album up. Like I said, I've always wanted to go into that store, so went in there, grabbed this album. It was like $7 or something, and totally fit in my suitcase. It was totally fine. And then the next day, this was Tuesday morning. It had been basically a year to the day that the Taylor Hawkins concert happened. So I took the bus from Hollywood to Inglewood. This is the Kia Forum where that concert took place. And I bought that hat at the concert, or like the day before the concert, and I think the shirt I ended up ordering online. And it was kind of getting there like right when the sun was coming up. I left like really early in the morning because it takes like the thing about public transit is LA is so spread out. It does take a while to get where you're going. And then on the same day, I went back toward the Santa Monica area. This is more toward the Venice side of Santa Monica, though. You can still see the pier in the background, though, but we're definitely in the Venice area of LA at this point. And I think that's going to be the last of this part. I need to switch up some more images, so we'll be right back with those because the last 3 days of the trip, I definitely went to a lot more places and took a lot more photos than the first 3 days. So we're going to add more images in, and we'll be right back with that. All right, and we are now in the, I think, third and final set of images from those last few days. This is Tuesday. Again, this is in Venice. Another just shot of Venice. Venice Beach is pretty nice, pretty cool. Um, I may do a separate video about this, but in Venice and downtown LA, where there was a lot of movie shooting locations for the movie Speed. So I ended up taking a bunch of photos of that, and I might just do a separate video of those filming locations because I went to the spot where the first bus kind of like blows up when right before Keanu Reeves gets called by Dennis Hopper. So I might do a separate video about those shooting locations. It's kind of a cool thing to do is just going to various cities and finding where movies were shot there and then comparing what the location looks like now to how it looked in the movie. But yeah, this is just another shot of Venice. Just another shot of Venice, really like the nice palm trees there and what have you. Just more stuff along Venice Beach there. Basketball court from this is Venice, just kind of like a nice little street ball court. And then went to the firehouse for breakfast that day. So the firehouse is related to the Speed movie because it's where Keanu Reeves goes in, gets his coffee in the morning, gets his muffin before that first bus explodes. So I had breakfast there. Had this really nice breakfast burrito. It was pretty good. And then saw this cool sculpture. So this is on the way back towards Santa Monica because I was going to get the train from Santa Monica back to Hollywood. So yeah, it's the chain reaction sculpture. So it's supposed to be like a mushroom cloud made out of like this large chains. It's pretty cool. Decided to had never been to a coffee bean and tea leaf, so I think it's like a California like chain. It's definitely like more concentrated in California, but that's a got a cold brew there. It's pretty good. And then last thing I did was go to a double feature at Quentin Tarantino's um, theater again. So this double feature, this is for the upcoming Friday. Had already seen Volume 1 there. But we were seeing, here it is. So this is double feature, The Abominable Dr. Phibes and The House that Dripped Blood. Apparently, this was Quentin Tarantino's favorite double feature from when he was a kid. So the usher came out, like the manager of the theater, when the film started, and was kind of just describing it. The House of Drip Blood was weird because the film was so old, it had this pinkish tint to it. So some of the films they show there, or movies they show, are always on film, and sometimes like there is like some of the films are grainy a little bit and what have you, but it definitely like there's a charm to that, I think. So there is the poster for The House of Drip Blood. That's a better version of it there. That was like an anthology horror film, like it's about a house, but there's like 4 separate stories that take place within that house. Just another shot of the theater, and then grab another picture of the Kill Bill Volume 1 poster before kind of just leaving. I think I got a couple other posters in here as well coming up. So there's Kill Bill Volume 1. And then there's these posters from Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. So there's the Rick Dalton poster. I might have had that in the video I did on the New Beverly Cinema from a couple years ago. There's the Rick Dalton poster there. And then the Comanche Uprising poster there as well. And I think, let me just double check. Yeah, that is the last shot before I basically went back to my hotel, packed, and then came home. But that was just a really great LA trip. Probably like my favorite trip to there that I've had so far, with the exception of the concert, because the concert was just so great. But definitely visited a lot of places, and look forward to going again at some point. But that's going to do it for this video. Remember to like, comment, share, subscribe. We'll see you again next time. Thanks again for watching. Take care and have a good one.